Okay, now we're going to start the next tweening tutorial, which will be number 9. This is the shape tween tutorial that is going to take a W and turn it into an M. 12 frames per second, so 1280, 720, 12 frames per second. Okay. I like to have it fit in the frame, fit in the window. And now I want to turn on my rulers. I'm going to File, Save. And this one will be 09 tutorial and my initials. Okay, select frame 1. And the first thing we want to do is get the text tool. And we want to choose something that will tween nicely for a shape. And I find Helvetica is good because it doesn't have a lot of curves and it doesn't have serifs. Sans serif will tween better. Now you can't actually tween text itself, but you can break it apart and tween the shape. And that is what we are going to do. Make sure you've got bold and set the size for 360 point. 360, okay, and now come out to here, click an insertion point, and type caps lock W. Okay, and it turns white. We don't want it to turn white, so we'll select it, and we'll select color black. Okay, so there's your W. Select it with your selection tool and use align to stage. Center it vertically and horizontally. There you go. And now you press Command B. And you only need to press it once because it's a single letter. It's not part of a word. If you had more than one letter, it would need to be broken apart more than once. But just once will do it. So there's your W. Now we want to make this change into something else. So now we're going to go to frame 30, click, press F7, new keyframe, get the T text tool. Make sure your settings are still the same. Helvetica, bold, 360, color black. Then come over here. Caps lock is on, and you want to type M. Okay, select it, use align it to the center, both vertically and horizontally, and now you want to Command B. Come down to the timeline, right click on frame 15 and create shape tween. Now you'll notice it looks kind of weird. Sometimes when the change in shape is a little bit extreme, it will do things like this. It will make something happen that is not what you intended. So in order to make this a smoother tween, you'll have to use shaped hints. So select frame 1. And shape hints tell the computer what part of the first shape should be connected to what part of the second shape. The shape hint has a shortcut. It's either found under Modify or you can use Shift Command H. Add shape hint, Shift Command H, and that's under Modify Shape. So I'm going to hold down Shift Command H, Shift Command H, Shift Command H, Shift Command H 4 times. Now you have to tell the computer where on the shape you want to use this as an anchor. So let's drag the D down to the lower left-hand corner and make sure it snaps to the point. The C, lower right-hand corner. The B, upper right-hand corner, and the A, the upper left-hand corner. Now you have to go to the last frame and find the corresponding place where you want it to link up. So I'm going to take the D, put it down here, the C over here, the B up here, and the A up here. And now you can see it doesn't twist and do that weird sideways thing anymore, but it still isn't exactly what I wanted. So you could either put in more shape hints, or you can take these off, modify, shape, remove all hints, and you can put in an intermediate shape and then use the shape hints. So I'm going to put F6 here. That creates a keyframe that contains this shape. I don't like that shape. So I'm going to use my outline onion skin outlines. That's down here at the bottom. It's the middle one. This is onion skin. This is edit multiple frames, but the one in the middle is onion skin outlines. Click on that, and on the timeline itself, pull out the brackets so that everything is outlined. Now I'm going to get a rectangle tool. Make sure that your stroke is set to no stroke, and make sure that your paint bucket fill is set to black. Now come down and make sure that there are no places where the shape is outside of the rectangle, but at the same time you don't want to make the rectangle too big. You just want to make sure that it fills the entire area that has any shape on it. So I think that will do it. And I'm going to turn off the outlines. I'm going to see how that looks now. Twisting again. So now we're going to have to put on 2 sets of shape hints, because there has to be a set of shape hints for each change. And since we've got 2 changes happening, 2 transformations, we're going to have to put in 2 sets. So let's start on frame 1. Once again, let's use 4, Shift Command H. We'll take the D to the bottom corner, C, B, A. And you got to make sure that you either put them in clockwise or counterclockwise order, or it really messes up the change. So make sure that they are in a clockwise or counterclockwise order. Okay, we come to here, and we're going to take these and put them in the corresponding corners. A, B, C, D. You see now that looks much better. Still all, well, the second one actually looks pretty good now. So we don't even really need to put in the second set of hints, but just for practice, 1, 2, 3, 4. Because you never know, things could go kerflooey later too. Okay, that looks nice. Command save and return. There you go. So you get a nice transition. Sometimes the things that you're trying to use to tween might be a little bit complicated, and making transitions that are shorter and take up just a part of that full transition, incremental changes can help. If you have something that has interior shape and exterior shapes, You will need to make that into a several layer transition. And I would just, if I were you, just go ahead and make that set of shapes into a movie clip symbol and put layers in the movie clip symbol and then turn it into solid color blocks of shapes. Say if you had an O, you would have a white circle on the top layer and then a black circle that was bigger underneath so that it would be an O. And the same with other letters that would have several parts. Like B, you would have to have two bowl shapes that would be one on one layer, one on another layer, and then behind that would be the outer shape of the B that was completely filled in black. And then you would transition each layer separately. So you'd have a tween for the first bowl, a tween for the second bowl, and then a tween for the B itself. Anyway, that is what you can do with Flash.